So as I mentioned before, we create with this with the workshop this episode guide, and after 1 week, I just want to mention faster the topic was, for example, types of birth control, the roles of gender and culture, child and parent communication, communication with parents about family planning issues, communication with healthcare providers. As you can see, this is general topics like that helps the writer to write a story that was told every weekend.
So within the guide, we went ahead and provided a very technical information to the writer. This information, like you saw in the previous list, that was just a very small list. There are 32 episodes, so there were 32 different topics. There wasn't the episode number, along with the objective, along with the main message and the technical content. And this was always provided to the writer episode by episode. And that was included for all 32 episodes to the writer. So this was able to give the advisory group, as well as staff, as well as the writer, an idea of this is the main message. This is the objective for this episode. What is it that we want to give? What message do we want to give to the community? What message do we want to emphasize in this specific episode? And then it had an objective, the main message, and then considering other content related to other episodes or other issues within the Latino community.
Well, I just want to mention just here, you can see how was the writing process, but the most important here, rather than the process, is that, for example, when we were looking for a writer, who's going to write this story? The first, again, we thought like if the writer is like a write first in English, we tried and we thought like, no, this is not good. We need a writer like the first language is Spanish, because when you're writing, all your culture is behind your pen, you know. So for that reason, we found this amazing writer from Central America. Her name is Silvia Pontaza. She's in Minnesota. She knows the reality in the Midwest. So we're so proud to work with her. And I think like she did an excellent work. And this is how was the process.
And also, really briefly, before we go to the next slide, the writer was, first, what she did was present us with 3 different stories. And the advisory group, along with staff, along with community members, were able to read those stories and then decide upon, you know what, this one isn't going to work so much with the community. Why? Cultural considerations, language, like one of the presenters mentioned earlier. The language itself in Spanish is very different from like Mexican to Puerto Rican. So you had to take all those issues into consideration. And so that was what she did at the beginning. And like Manuel said, we really had to find someone who could speak the language, who could write it, who could understand and have that culture in the back, because all of that affects in how we want to make Latinos change their attitudes, knowledge about family planning and unintended pregnancies.
Yeah, actually, I just want to mention them. When we had these storylines, I want to just mention 2. The first one was about a couple of Latinos living in Des Moines, that the goal in their life was try to buy a house. And they were very, like, I would say, very urban style and all kind of like a urban life. And the other side, we had this story, 3 women. 2 of them, they were married, one with like 4 or 5 children. One of them was so young, trying to find her life in another country, struggling, working in the night, cleaning in a building, and they said, you know, that is the Latinas. Many Latinas are still there in that step, looking a new life, trying to find a new life in this country. And again, in many cities, you can say, where are the Latinos? Where are the Latinas? Iowa City is a good example. Like, really? Latinos in Iowa City? Where they are? You have to go in the night to the mall, and it's package of Latinos, or the restaurants in the night cleaning. And it's not the same example. I can mention many cities like Iowa City. It's where the Latinos are right now. Most of the Latinos, they are first and the best second generation. So, I mean, we are in the first, I would say, stage, but we are here now. We are part of this community. So for that reason, we thought like I was better. And again, was for women. The women are the best. So 3 women. This is our story. So in this, as I mentioned, this production process, how it was with the community, now in this production, how we involve the community in these 3 parts. I would say the director, the actors, and the music. First, I am so proud to say, like, our director, who is a MFA student at University of Iowa, he right now, just a few weeks ago, he was awarded. He's going to present one of his plays in the Kennedy Center, which is a big issue. So we are so proud, like, we gave the opportunity to this Latino, just not to be part of this, like, the opportunity to show the talent. It was no deception with the actors, because we had the opportunity just to go with one agency and buy, contract like 3 or 4 professional actors that they can do different voices. They say, no. Again, many times you are going to find like Latinos and Latinas, they want to show the talent and they cannot. One of the reasons is the immigration. So we did different auditions and was attended for many Latinas and Latinas. The director from the community, you want to be the actor, you want to be the actress. I remember, for example, like in the corner, he's from a town from West Liberty, and his family was so proud because he was chosen. Be part of the radio drama. What's another reason? Because we believe, like, involve the community in this program, they were going to feel more compelling with this program, and that is happening. And the music, again, I would say, was a different story. We had the opportunity just to maybe pay the fee to use a professional music, a professional song, and say, but we have many talent around, and we did it. Was 4 writers that they present, and we choose the best, like we believe. You hear the song called La Noche Te Da Sorpresas, for a local singer, and everybody's happy because now in the radio we have an Iowan, like you can hear in the radio station. He's not from Chicago or Los Angeles, he's from Iowa. Right now, you maybe first, obviously, how we have many ways. We have many ways to interact with the community. One of them, obviously, is we have our webpage, like it's here right now. I want to visit, I want to show right now, but this is another opportunity. Like, if you don't have the opportunity to hear the radio, you can go to the website, it's all the episodes. You can do a comments, questions, suggestions, etc., etc. So it's very interactive webpage with the community. And also maybe you are wondering how sounds the radio drama, how they act. They are community like you and I. I want to show you one example, just 30 seconds.
While he gets that going, I'll tell you a little bit about the just the format of how the episode is about and how it's played. So each episode is approximately about 15 minutes, and then it's followed by a 45-minute discussion talk with a community member. Like Manuel mentioned earlier, Alba was on the advisory group, but she also served as a guest. And so these guests are community members, healthcare providers, people who have experience with the issues of family planning and unintended pregnancies, or who can talk about any of the other issues that we brought up in our presentation. And then it's followed by that. And so that's just briefly the format of it, but we can go ahead and play it.
Okay, this little part is a conversation between a couple, and they are talking about the myths like we have, like bad ideas like we have about unintended pregnancy, about family planning, and also the communication with the partner and gender issue in a conversation.
¿Te quedas conmigo esta noche?
No, llévame a mi apartamento.
Ok, me quedo contigo entonces.
Siempre y cuando pasemos comprando condones a la farmacia.
Pero flaca, nosotros no usamos esas cosas, tú lo sabes.
De ahora en adelante vamos a usarlos.
¿Ya no confías en mí?
Ay, sí, yo confío en ti.
No, no confías. Sabes que eso de los condones es cierto. Te protegen de las enfermedades venéreas y del SIDA. Y yo estoy de acuerdo en que hay que utilizarlos si tienes relaciones con diferentes personas. Pero flaquita, yo te amo más que a mi propia vida. Jamás te sería infiel.
Yo sé que me eres fiel, pero no quiero tener hijos por ahora.
¿Y quién está teniendo hijos?